Thank you so much for staying here on Joy News Desk. Now, Parliament's Appointments Committee is today vetting 4 of President Akufo-Addo's ministerial nominees. First of them, Senior Minister Designate Osafo Marfo, National Security Minister Designate Albert Kandapa, Finance Minister Designate Ken Ofori-Atta, and Defense Minister Designate Dominic Nitiwul will be appearing before the committee. Now let's start with some details and background of the Senior Minister Designate, Mr. Osafo Marfo. Now, he's former Finance Minister and also former Education and Sports Minister. He was also the head of the MPP transition team in 2016. He's a retired banker as well, and he was born in Achim, Erisa in 1942 and attended the community school there. Now, Mr. Osafo Marfo went to the Achimota Secondary School. He went on to study mechanical engineering at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST. Now, he was appointed Minister of Finance in February 2001 and later Minister of Finance and Economic Planning during the Kufuor administration. He held the position until January 2005. Now, between 2005 and 2006, he was the Minister of Education and Sports, where he commenced the implementation of major education sector reforms aimed at improving the quality of basic, secondary, and tertiary education. And now let's move on to National Security Minister Designate Albert Kandapa, and just a brief background and what you should know about him. Now, he was born on the 14th of March 1953 and is a chartered accountant. He is also former Energy Minister, former Communication and Technology Minister, and former Interior Minister. Now, he hails from Marsi Boaman community in the Ashanti region, and he was the Ashanti Regional Representative on the National Council of the governing NPP between 1992 and 1996. He's also a member of the Finance and Economic Affairs Committee of the party. He won the Ifija Setere seat during the 1996 parliamentary elections, and he took his seat in January 1997 in opposition and held the seat in the 2 subsequent parliamentary elections in 2000 and 2004. Now, Mr. Kandapa is also a former chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, PIAC. Now on to Finance Minister Designate Ken Ofori-Atta, and well, he was born in 1959. He is an investment banker and the co-founder of DataBank. Mr. Ofori-Atta had his education at Achimota School and proceeded to have a Bachelor of Arts in Economics from the Columbia University in 1984, plus an MBA from the Yale University School of Management in 1988. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta also serves as a director for numerous companies and some boards too. He is a director for Enterprise Group Limited and Trust Bank Limited of the Gambia, and he, like I mentioned earlier, is an economist, an investment banker, and co-founder of DataBank. That's Ken Ofori-Atta, Finance Minister Designate. Well, on to the last person who will be vetted today, Dominic Nitiwul, Defense Minister Designate, and he hails from, I beg your pardon, Minister Designate for Defense. Dominic Nitiwul is the current Member of Parliament for Bimbilla in the Northern Region, and prior to his appointment, he was Deputy Minority Leader. Let's cross over to Parliament now, where my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo is standing by with the latest in terms of preparations for the vetting process. Hello, Joseph. Hi, Joseph. How are you?
Dennis, I'm doing good.
All right. So how are preparations so far for the vetting process?
Okay, so as I speak to you, all is virtually set for the entire sitting. A few minutes ago, about 10 minutes ago, the chairman of the committee, the Honorable Joe Asewusu, called the committee into session, but it was just a brief comment that he passed. He indicated that they are taking a 15-minute break for the members to have a meeting of their own, and then after the 15 minutes, then they would come back and then they would let the conversation begin. And so we are all right here in Parliament House at the committee room, awaiting for the sitting of the members of the Public Accounts Committee. A lot of visitors have come around, a number of dignitaries have also come around. Some members of Parliament have come around to witness the session, even though they are not exactly members of the appointment committee. And in the next 5 minutes or less, it's expected that the committee members led by the Honorable Jose Wusu, as well as some other members like Adwa Safo, and also the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, and a number of others will return from their closed door session, and then the vetting process would begin with the Honorable Yao Osafo-Mafo, who is the senior minister designate.
And in what order will it follow? He is the first person to be vetted, Senior Minister Designate Yao Osafo-Mafo. But who is next? Is there a known order?
So the order is as follows. The first person who would actually be appearing, as was indicated, is the Honorable Yao Osafo-Mafo. After that, the Honorable Albert Kandapa, who is the Minister Designate for National Security, will be taking his turn. After that, then Ken Okuyasa, who is the Minister Designate for Finance, will also be taking his turn. And then the final person who will be appearing before the committee will be Dominic Nitu, who is the Member of Parliament for the Bimbilla constituency, who also is the Minister Designate for Defense. He would be the final person who will be taking a seat here. He's one of the people that I have spotted. I saw him a while ago sit around the table. It so happens that Dominic Nitu is also a member of the appointment committee, although he is a minister designate. So we'll be seeing him quizzing some of those who would come before the committee this morning, even before he takes his own turn, to answer questions from members of the committee. I've also seen Matthew Opoku-Pempe. As we know, he is the Minister Designate for Education. He would also be appearing before the committee, but that will be sometime next week. But he's also a member of the appointment committee, so I've spotted him as well around. He took his seat, at the table a while ago. And so that's what the lineup would be like. It's likely this will travel very late into the evening. I've been speaking to some members of the committee. They've been indicating that it could take well up to 1.5 to 2 hours for each member to actually have its vetting done. And so looking at all the 4 people who will be appearing, then the likelihood is that it could take up to 8 hours to get done. In between, there will be one break or the other to allow for the members to relax, and so that would also take a bit of time. And so any moment from now, the session would actually be beginning. What I can see right now is that the members of the committee are done with their brief closed-door meeting. They are all walking in back into the main appointment committee sitting room. I've seen Joe Asewusu, I've seen Samuel Okujetu-Ampakwa, I've seen Patricia Piaget, I've seen Anthony Kabo, Muntakamu Barak. They are all walking into the main chamber where the appointment committee will be holding their hearing. And the expectation is that any moment from now, the real sitting itself will actually be beginning.
All right, Joseph, now, have you spotted any of the ministers designate who will be vetted today, and what's their demeanor?
Well, they are looking quite calm from how things look. Those that I've seen, like Dominic Nitu, appear to be very much prepared for the session itself. And so, they look very much ready for the entire sitting itself. One person that we are yet to spot around, although we know he's the one who the person will start with, is Yao Osafo-Mafo. And the expectation is that any moment from now he will be walking in. Although the vetting will begin with him, he's someone who we are yet to spot anywhere around the sessions of Parliament as I speak to you. But it's expected that any moment from now he will be coming in. But the others, like Dominic Nitu, like Matthew Okuku-Prempe, who will be appearing subsequently, they are around here, and clearly they're looking, quite very calm. Let's just have a brief conversation with the former member of parliament for the Bantama constituency, the Honorable Kwabena Henry Kukofu. Thanks very much for joining us. You're no longer in parliament, but you're here today. I suppose you're here to support one of those to be appearing before the committee?
Yes, very much so.
Any major expectations?
Anyway, I'm here to support the entire members who are coming, the ministers designate. Yes, of course, I expect that Parliament, the appointment committee will do its job, and then at the end of the day, these fine politicians will sail through and then come to steer the affairs of the nation.
You're a former member of Parliament, so the indication is that these committees sit, and it just basically become a situation of them rubber stamping the president's appointment without doing any very serious scrutiny. Do you expect anything to change with this batch of nominees when it comes to that?
Yes, of course. These nominees are by themselves colossals. I mean, there's absolutely nothing for them to not to go through. They're going to go through. If you look at the caliber of the senior minister, and I also haven't been a finance minister in so other portfolios as education minister. The third parliamentarian and all that. There's a lot of experience, absolutely. So there's nothing to worry about. You talk about Dr. Kandapa, surely you have a whole epitome of political wisdom, and that matter, a bunch of experience, absolutely. So they're going to go through. The youngest among them, Dominic Mutu, honorable member for Bimbila, has installed himself so much so when he served as the deputy minority leader when I was in parliament and other portfolios. So you can expect him to go through.
We'll see how it all goes. Many thanks for speaking with us. Joining us, Honorable Kwabena Kukofu, the former MP for the Bantama constituency. As I speak to you now, Benis, the chairman of the appointment committee, Jose Usu, has called the committee into session, and the vetting process is about beginning. Jose Usu is currently speaking on the floor of the committee room right here in Parliament. Benis.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph Opoku-Gapo, my colleague from Parliament, who now cross over live to Parliament to pick proceedings of the vetting.